Hello everyone. Is everything fine? My name is Gabriel, and this is the Be Amazing channel. Why are we so afraid of rejection? Even though most people try to find psychological reasons for childhood traumas, which indeed have a significant influence, the main reason is biological. Basically, our brains are wired to fear rejection. When we lived in caves and hunted giant wild animals, our survival depended on staying together and working as a group. Being rejected by our mate or tribe meant having to go into the forest alone to face lions, wolves, bears, and mastodons without any help, which essentially meant literal death. But why do we still fear rejection so much? Because we no longer live in caves, nor do we have to hunt giant animals. If one group rejects us, we can choose from a million other groups. If our relationship ends, we can find another person the same day. So why do we still fear rejection? Well, we were hunters and gatherers for thousands and thousands of years, basically for 90% of our history. During all that time, those who managed to stay in the group without being rejected had a better chance of survival. In other words, the fear of rejection is nothing more than a defense mechanism that proved essential for survival. Everything that makes us more capable of surviving persists. So this is a genetic inheritance, something that is embedded in our DNA. But then why haven't we overcome the fear of rejection? The fear of rejection may have saved many of our ancestors, but it makes no sense in our modern life. However, our brains have not yet understood this. The emotional pain of rejection is so strong and real that the brain releases opioids, the same substances released to alleviate physical pain, and both pains activate the same area of the brain. In fact, studies show that humans prefer to feel physical pain rather than be socially excluded. So, the feeling is real, the pain is real, but nowadays it serves no purpose anymore. On the contrary, it is this fear that paralyzes us when it comes to talking to that girl or fighting for a job. It is what makes you shelve a project without even trying, in other words. Basically, what makes you give up on your dreams is what prevents you from achieving what you truly desire. When you stop pursuing what you want because of fear of rejection, you are actually experiencing the worst type of rejection there is, the self-rejection. So, in summary, yes, your brain is wrong. It perceives rejection as a danger, but it poses no danger anymore nowadays. And this is probably the main cause of unhappiness in the modern world. All your actions or lack of actions are determined by the fear of rejection, even if you don't see it or pretend not to. But understanding this, we can control this fear, or if that's not possible, we can at least feel the fear but not let it control us. This is when Jiang realized this and decided to face a challenge: 100 days of rejection. The idea is simple. Make absurd requests and proposals with the sole purpose of being rejected until your brain understands that rejection literally does no harm, and finally become rejection-proof. These were the main lessons she learned. 1. Sometimes it's harder to be rejected than it seems. During her challenge, Jiang began to notice that she heard more and more yes responses, regardless of how absurd her proposal was, simply because the likelihood of getting something by asking is much higher than not asking at all. As she faced more rejections, she became more confident and refined her approaches. 2. Rejection is an opinion. Have you ever stopped to think that rejection is just someone's opinion? Another person may have a completely different opinion, including your own opinion, which is probably different from the opinion of the person rejecting you. And who said the other person is right? Rejection is influenced entirely by cultural, historical, and psychological factors, and it usually says more about the rejecter than the rejected. You could offer diamonds to someone who is extremely grumpy, and they might not even look at you. For example, Van Gogh was rejected throughout his life, yet today you can find the painter's works for over $100 million. The paintings are the same. So what changed? 3. Rejection has a number. If you persist in trying even after several rejections, the odds are in your favor. Eventually, someone will say yes. Harry Potter was rejected 12 times before being accepted by a publisher. Jay-Z, one of the biggest names in rap, was rejected by so many record labels that he had to start his own independent label to get a contract with a major label and release his first album. Nowadays, the label he founded represents artists like Rihanna, Kanye West, and Alicia Keys. Steve Jobs was fired from Apple, the company he himself created, but years later he was rehired, created the iPod, and the rest is history. Imagine if they had given up after the first, second, or even the 10th rejection. 4. Overcoming a no. Sometimes just asking why can open a door. Other times you just have to step back a bit, adapt your request, but never give up at the first no. Never treat others as enemies, and never argue. Treating people as collaborators is much more effective, as if you both tried to solve the problem together. 5. Rejection should not be wasted. Every rejection is a lesson, whether it's about how perseverant you are, how to improve your proposal or approach, or simply accepting that we only control one side of the interaction. We don't control others' actions, and that's okay. Let it be then. Never waste a chance to learn. 6. Choose your audience. There's a famous saying that a good salesman can sell ice to Eskimos, but the truth is, a really good salesman would know it's not worth it. There are much better audiences than Eskimos to buy ice, meaning you could make the same offer to two different people and receive a resounding no from one and a warm yes from another. 7. Let go of outcomes. The important thing is to take action. Think of it this way. The moment you said, "Hi," you've already won. You can't control the results. You can only control your part of the interaction, and the more action you take, the better you become at your part. For example, if you want to get good at picking up girls, you'll have to go out a lot, go to bars, parties, and places where you can interact with them, and the best thing you can do is let go of results. Have fun with the process. Do you think the guys who are most successful in this area are the ones who are never rejected? On the contrary, they are the ones who are rejected the most, that just don't care and keep trying until they succeed. 8. Rejection is a good thing. No matter what your brain says or what you've thought your whole life, there's no success without failure, no achievement without rejection, and paradoxically, the less you care about rejection, the more achievements you'll have. If you want to get somewhere in life, you better get used to it. You're going to have to go through a lot of rejection, and that's okay. I myself made over 20 contacts about partnerships and business proposals after reading this book. Things I had been putting off without even realizing it was because of fear of rejection, and without the courage to face rejection, I wouldn't have even started my channel. And you? What are you not doing because of fear of rejection? Thank you very much for watching. I'll leave the link to the book in the description. If you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to receive notifications. There's still a lot of rejection ahead with each new video. A big hug, and be amazing.